All right, family, this is part two of the metaphysics of the Nolan Wells case. Other things came to me, and I definitely wanted to share them with you. Let's get into it. So, let's recap part one of what we discovered in the metaphysics of Nolan Wells when we broke down his name. Nolan means one who shouts or is very loud, very famous, right? And then Wells is having to do with a body of water. So, when we put the two together, we get one who screams or shouts and becomes famous from the water, screaming or shouting from the water, calling attention. Okay. So I looked further into his mother. This is his mother right here, and her name is Christine, right? And we all know that Christine comes from Christ, or the Christ figure, the one that's being persecuted, the one having to carry a heaven burden in life, which is Nolan, her son, being murdered, as she carries this burden and is courageous and a hero. So we can see here the name Christ, meaning a follower of Christ or the anointed one. And that's what Christine is, being persecuted for wanting to know the truth about who killed her son. They coming after her, carrying that burden of that cross of her son being murdered for the rest of her life. And of course, this is Nolan Wells' father, okay, and his name is Elmore. Elmore. So let's get into the etymology of his name. And I'm telling you, family, you can't make this up. As you see above, um, Elmore comes from elm tree, and Ophir, riverbank or the edge. Its literal meaning is the riverbank where the elm trees grow. Again, a body of water where his son's legacy is growing from the banks of the water or the edge of the water where his body was found. Very profound. So let's get further into names. Let's go back to Nolan Wells. I was like, you know what? Let me find out his middle name. His middle name is Xavier, okay, as you can see above, which means a new house or new home, meaning that Nolan is ushering in a new house or a new foundation from which black folks need to adopt and resonate from. Like I said, the old way of doing things is over. Black folks are standing up and building a new house from which they call their home. No more killing our babies and getting away with it. A new house is being built. And of course, you have this devil right here, which has the horns. And of course, Nolan was murdered on Horn Island. And guess who's covering up this whole thing?